Hi, what's up, YouTube? It's Hassan with the Struggling Day Trader channel, and I'm here to go over my trades. Man, man. Today started off great. One of the few times where I get my first trade is is green. Seems like I have to bump my head first, and then I'm like, okay, all right, let's get it together. But yeah, I actually didn't even start with snow on my watch list, but I had Tesla um, instead of snow to start out, and I got an alert that snow was trading up. So I looked at it, and Tesla was going way down. So I swapped it out, and as soon as I pulled it up, I put my little support line here, and I liked this. Pulled back to yesterday's close, and then it's traded up over the high volume support and came down to VWAP. And this candle actually was a hammer candle at one point, but it did end up closing all the way at the bottom. But as you can see, it gapped up on the next opening tick. And I put my order in above the high of this candle, and I share sized perfectly because this was like a 30 something, 35 cent stop. Let's see, what's that? Yeah, this was a 36 cent stop, and I share size for 50 shares. Yeah, I share size 50 shares. So it was great because my order was at 39 and I ended up getting in at 52. So, but I had 50 shares, so I was able to still put my stop all the way under this candle, which was below VWAP. And man, it worked out pretty good. This candle was kind of scary, but aside from that, it was a pretty easy 2R. I didn't spend maybe just a couple seconds in the red, but it was pretty much an all green trade. Um, Minimal pullback, and yeah, it went to target, and I was feeling great. I was feeling great. Like, yeah, that's how we start the week. That's how we start the morning. And yeah, then I was feeling pretty good about Amazon. I thought Amazon was gonna go, but it's just again, when it comes down to VWAP, it's not just about it being at VWAP. It's not just about it, testing and having a bottom wick on the candle, but it's how does it come to VWAP? Like the trading action that happens before it gets to VWAP is super important. Like, look at this huge move up right here. Like, look at that huge move up. Like, come on. Come on. Let me look at this on the day. Like, yeah, man. This was literally the entire range. Like, this was the range. There's no way I should have gotten into that. There's no way. It went straight up and then pulled back to VWAP like very quickly. You know, I think I had it up on the two, but yeah, like look at that. This is a terrible, terrible thing. If I would have been trading it on the two, I wouldn't have even got into this trade because my order would have been up here and it would have never got triggered. But if I'd have been trading on the two on snow, I probably wouldn't have gotten this trade either. So you know, um, but this is avoidable. This is avoidable. Even on the 1 minute, it's clearly not a good setup. What I've been thinking to myself is that I need to keep a picture of what my favorite type of setup is. Like, I literally need to keep it up on my desktop so that I can compare it. Like, okay, this is what we want. This is not that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm taking a screenshot of this right here, man. Because this is going to be like a picture of what not to do. Because, I mean, technically it looks like, okay, yeah, pull back the VWAP, but we got a lower low compared to that. And it's just too aggressively pulled back to VWAP compared to the move it made. Like, the low of this is 180.23 to 183. $3 move. That's literally That's literally that's like almost above the average trading range. Like, yeah, so I didn't think that one through. I just kind of rushed into that one. Yeah, it's still like some things in the moment that I forget. That's literally what it is. I just forget. And one thing I could do on the one is with the one you got a little more time to take the trade. I could wait for at least a double bottom or a higher low, a higher high, higher low after the pullback to VWAP on the 1 minute. That's one thing I've been going back and forth between the one and the two. It's really hard to stay on the two because I'm used to trading on the one, and when I'm on the two, I feel like I want to flip to the one just to see how the candle formed, how the 2 minute candle formed. You know what I mean? And the only reason I feel hesitant about trading the one is because of my lack of discipline, and the two is, you got to wait a little longer and you got to wait for more confirmation, when if I could just wait for that confirmation on the 1 minute chart, it would be cool. I have all the information I need. So yeah, it's this constant battle, man. Yeah, so this clearly was a bad trade, right? Clearly. And I mean, yeah, the spy was looking real shaky right here. What minute was this? Where I stopped out. This is 9:46. Yeah, it's pretty much when the spy started its first big downtrend, first big downward movement, and yeah, so that stopped me out. And this was like relatively weak compared to the spy, because this move in relation to that move, that's pretty aggressive. So yeah, so snow. Let's go back to snow. Take some notes on that. First entry, perfect. I ain't got no issues with the first entry. Good job. 2R. Second entry. I guess we can talk about that since we're here. I think I was looking at this on the 5. Yeah. So I saw that, it's kind of it's not pretty though. This is not something that should jump out to me to buy. This is wanting to get more money out of something, not wanting to trade your setup. This is like, ooh, snow might move up. Let me try to find a way back in. Not a clean setup. I bought it way above VWAP. Way above VWAP. But you know what? On the 5, it was looking like it was going to work. But 9:58, where we at? Yeah. Another beginning of a ridiculously horrid pullback on the spot. So, I mean, I feel like Snow had enough bullish momentum to, carry me through this trade. But yeah, the market was just like not having it. Not having it at all. So, but at least if I just stick to my plan, I mean, maybe I would have gotten in right here, which is a wide range bar. I definitely could have found some reasons not to take that. And this is also really wide range on the downside. The pullbacks on a bullish stock, you want to be light, like narrow range, low volume bars. A big bar like this is pretty much a flag to stay away. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot that too. Pretty much a flag to stay away. And I just got to keep that in mind, I think if I could just go over a few charts in the morning, like look at these charts that I get caught up on often, because they're pretty much the same setups that I get caught up on. Just go over those in the morning and kind of reiterate, this is what we're doing, this is what we're not doing. I got to try that for tomorrow for sure. and routine, review bad setups and good setups. Yeah, we're gonna try to make that happen in the morning. But anyway, second entry, extended from VWAP. Yeah, rule break. And then I share sized a little bit too big and got. I don't know if I got. Uh, I think it just got slipped down by the spread because. Well, no, that was about 25. I was about 25 on the second one, going from 50 down to 24.80. Okay, all right. So moving on. Um, Amazon. Yeah, so already moved full average daily range, average trading range. Lower low. Back to VWAP. Yep. So, yep, that was my fault. That was my mistake. So this is one of the things that keeps me going is like every bad trade is like my mistake, right? So, looking at Baba here. Usually the first candle is the high volume candle, but this one was actually the second candle. So, you see, you draw that line up there at the top. Clearly, we never traded over that price. So, buying below that, and actually, I had a buy order over the top of that because it looked like it was going to keep kind of playing around, and then I felt like it had a good chance to break over, and so I just had an order for when it broke over, which is a breakout setup, which I don't trade, so that was stupid too. I really don't like Baba. I really don't like trading Baba at all. It is downtrending on the daily. Oh gosh, just like stupid stuff, like stupid stuff. That's another $33 that I didn't have to throw away, right? Um, so Baba entered below HVS. Lower high. Rule break. Like straight up like that, y'all. So it's not the strategy. It's not the rules. Like I get a lot of people in the comments. I appreciate all the comments, by the way. I'm not like too arrogant to take any advice, but it's not the strategy. It's not the time frame. It's not the spread. It's my decision making to enter something that, like, my rules protect me from this, right? My rules say you can't get in below this line. Where'd I get in? Below the line, right? My rules say higher high, higher low. What is this? It's a lower high, right? And what is this? This ain't even a setup. Like, bruh, what? Let me check the 2 minute, man, just to see if I got some saving grace here. Okay, maybe on the 2 minute. Maybe on the 2 minute, you know what I mean? But it's still a lower high. It's still a lower high, and it's still below HVS. My rules keep me out of this trade. PDD. Really aggressive move up. Like, this is from 117.23 to 121.36. $4 move. Like, although this is a nice pullback to VWAP. Like, this is a nice chill pullback to VWAP. 117, so we'll call that 118 to 121. $3. Pullback probably needed to come back a little bit more, maybe through the 119 area. But it held VWAP very well, bottoming tails, and then came back up. You could call this a higher high in reference to that. And nice narrow range. Let me switch to the one because clearly I was trading on the one again. Yeah, that ain't it, man. Because on the one, this clearly turns into a lower low, and man, just enough to tag me in right there. Yeah, on the two, you got a little more wiggle room with the higher high, higher low, just because this wouldn't be considered a high on the two probably, and this wouldn't be considered a low. But on the one, you can pay attention to those, and they'll be very good clues. But yeah, this is yeah, this lower high. I mean, overall, it's like starting to downtrend. I don't know. I mean, it's not the worst setup, but the move's been made already. I really just needed to catch like $1 on the thing though, back up to around 121. But this retracement is a bit aggressive for this kind of move up. Like this is basically 100% retracement. Sure is easy to find reasons not to take the trade after you lose money on it. That's for sure. PDD wasn't on my watch list either. I think I was just bored trading and pulled it up. I started making it on my watch list this morning, but I ended up swapping it out last minute. And I guess it really, when you see this kind of move, it's like, dang, I missed that. Even though there wasn't really a good place to enter it. Just a subpar setup. Alright, MSFT, Microsoft. Oh man, I ain't broke this rule in a long time, man. Ben called me out too, man. Shout out Ben. He was like, aren't you not supposed to take trades below VWAP? And then I had this cool story about why it was okay, right? Which, I mean, you could say that, but it still just goes against the whole reason that it's a rule. The probabilities, right? So here was my story, right? This is high volume support, so I got my line right there. Traded up, pulled back, which is, I mean, honestly, this is also a full range move right here, But anyway, pulls back down and trades through VWAP, which is not a good sign of strength, but comes back down to test the high volume support area. I love it when this line holds up, because this is like legit. Like I came up with this. You know what I mean? So it's like a confirmation every time I see the price respecting that line. Well, I came up with the strategy of using it on the 1 minute chart for the opening candle. I learned about drawing support and resistance lines in high volume areas from 12-15 day trading and from Bear Bull Traders. I want to say her name, but I don't remember it. But anyway, the concept is not from me, but applying it this way is like something that I came up with. So it feels good when it does respect that line. So anyway, it comes back down here, starts, hanging out around here, pulls up, comes back down, pulls up, makes a higher high, comes back down, and then a higher high. But it still does not hold VWAP. That is bearish. But it comes back down to that same price area, but doesn't make a lower low in reference to these lows over here. So I'm looking like, hey man, this looks like a nice, I could it came back down here, it'd probably go back up there, right? And so I bought it, and it was looking really nice. It traded above VWAP, and then it came back down, traded through, but bought right back up and closed above VWAP. And I was like, hey, this would be a cool spot to add. So I added, and it's looking good once again. But what happened here? What time is this? 10:37. Let's cross reference that. Yes, way down here, below yesterday's close on the SPY. My bad. Let me put my little circle up. Below yesterday's close on the SPY, just splattering down, and it looked like Microsoft was being relatively strong up until that point, and then it just, excuse me, totally fell out. Straight back down to HVS, and yeah, it just did not want to hold up above VWAP. And I should have recognized that, and recognized that that's not my type of trade to get into. It's not a good opportunity for a long if it's not holding up above VWAP. So yeah, I mean, I had reasons of why this trade looked decent, but all in all, I'm not trading decent looking things. I'm trading my rules, my system. My system says do not enter below VWAP. So this was a no-no. This, I mean, even if I did enter here as a first entry, that would be bad, because from this move up to here, you would expect more of a pullback than just this. So really, it wasn't a good spot to add either. Really wasn't a good spot to add either. Entered below VWAP. Stock already moved ATR. The rules are thus far pretty undefeated, and this garbage right here, this is like this was I want to say a Hail Mary pass, but I don't like saying Hail Mary. I'm stuck for the lot. But yeah, this was like, all right, man, we're red. Google's super bullish. Let's go ahead and trade Google. But look at this, way above any candle, like the hugest trading range. Like, why would you think it's gonna go further? Why? It's already done an extremely parabolic move. There's no reason to assume it's gonna go higher, and it did not go higher at all. Back to VWAP. So first rule was buying extended from VWAP. Yo, it looked good for a second. I started to move my stop up too, man. I was just like, you know what? Let's tighten this up a little bit. I felt like that on Microsoft too. Like, let's just go ahead and keep this tight, man. But yeah, I did not. And well, another max loss day on some stupid stuff, man. Traded away my nice 2R from Snow and put a lot more weight on top of it. So yeah, I think tomorrow I'm gonna try and have a few charts to look at on what not to do, right? So that can be fresh, and maybe keep them up somewhere. Anti-setup. But yeah, it's like I know what the good trades are, but do I like, this is a clean setup, right? But yeah, I mean, at least if I could have bought right here or something, it would look better than buying up here. That's stupid. Straight stupid. But anyway, that's my review for the day. Tomorrow I will add a little more to my morning routine as far as going over my game plan, talking through the setups that I plan to take and looking over the setups that do not fit my criteria. Those moves that go too far, I need to write that stuff down, the things that disqualify the trade. Right? Things like already moved ATR. Wide range candles on pullback. Things like that. Yep. And especially lower highs. Anyway, yep, still struggling. I swear I see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I just got to get it together, y'all. I'm going to keep working at it, though. Appreciate you guys watching. Please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. I'll be back live tomorrow morning at 9:20 market time. Peace.